Good evening, everybody. Tegan here with Inspire Me 360. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. Just wanted to hop on here and share a little bit of daily inspiration and motivation with you guys, talking about the fear of getting older and cherishing every moment. So one thing, or I guess one of the biggest things, one of my biggest fears is definitely getting older. Time flies and there's really, nothing we can do about it. I've talked about this in other videos and stuff like that, and being able to enjoy every single moment and how things happen, whether, you're going through things, whether you're in relationships, friendships, whatever it is, just living in the moment, not overthinking things too much, and just being yourself at the end of the day, I think is the most important thing. You really don't realize it, but when you look back on it, you're like, a couple years ago, it doesn't seem that long, but those years, those days, those moments, those hours, they all add up, and we get to the point, where we're looking back, we're in our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and we're like, I have regrets about this, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. And instead of having regrets, instead of saying, I should have done those things, just remembering that you're in the moment right now and can never get that time back no matter what. I think it's so important to spend the time with your loved ones, your family, the people that you care about the most, but also with yourself, and to create those memories, because it's the only thing we have left, and to cherish those values that we have within ourselves. I think the fear comes from, not being able to do the same things as we did when we were younger, whether it's responsibility, physicality, or whatever it is. I think we have to remember that as we get older, we are limited to a certain point, and that we need to focus and strive on ourselves right now to create the life in which we want to live in. And there's so many different topics and so many different things you can go off based on this fear of getting older and stuff like that. But I think for me, one of the biggest things is seeing my parents, my grandparents and stuff like that get older, especially like my brothers and sisters. A few years ago, nobody was driving or anything like that, like my brothers and stuff like that. My sisters, now they're all graduated, they're driving, they're, have boyfriends, girlfriends, they're in relationships, and it's just like so crazy to see, because, I grew up with all of them, and we were just like little kids, and nothing mattered, and, we're playing with our toys, or we're outside, and stuff like that, and I remember those things, and it's just crazy, because to me it doesn't feel like that long ago, but in reality, it's been, such a long time. And some of the things I definitely work on myself with this is to just, live in the moment, be present in every situation. It kind of goes back to my other episode, not being shy and stuff like that, to create confidence within yourself. You definitely don't want to have any regrets, and I say this so many times, but it's definitely one of the most important things, because as you get older, it's not the fear of getting older. It's not, I should have done this, I should have done that. It's like, did you live those moments to its full potential, its greatest value? Were you able to, do everything that you wanted to do, and did you enjoy doing it? I think our younger years, or maybe our most important years, are going to depict who we become as a physically older person. So I feel like it's definitely a hard topic to discuss on, because I'm 24. It feels like, I'm an old soul in a young body. I don't feel physically like I am this old. I feel like I'm a lot older than what I actually look like and stuff like that. Maybe it's because I feel like I've already done so much and stuff like that. But I think one of the biggest values that you can take from all of it, especially throughout the years of being a kid and stuff like that, is just being yourself. Not trying to pretend to be somebody you're not trying to, perceive something that your beliefs that you don't believe in and stuff like that. I see so many times, you know, growing up and stuff like that, you know, people just want to fit in, people just want to be liked, they want to have friends and stuff, and they'll do things that don't correlate with their values or aren't themselves, and they'll completely do things that maybe they don't mean to do or maybe that they meant to do. But just truly being your genuine self at the end of the day, whether you get judged for it or not, you know, that's what's so unique about life as well, is that we're all different and we're all on a different path in this time, in this day, in this age, wherever we are at. And no matter if you're as old as I am right now, younger or older, there's no such thing as being further ahead or not further ahead. I think we need to all realize that, as we're just organisms on this earth, just trying to survive, trying to eat, you know, trying to live. But we also want to be loved, and we want to be cared for, and we want to be accepted and stuff like that as well. So it's definitely a tough balance, but when you find yourself in a situation, just remember, like, you were a kid at one point and you had innocent feelings of whatever it was, and then you get a little bit older and you become more mature, you become more serious and stuff like that. That's okay, but don't lose yourself. Don't completely say, oh, I'm old now, so I can't, you know, go and do sports, or I can't go and talk to people, or I can't go out, or I can't do things anymore. I feel like we create those excuses within ourselves, and I'm definitely a victim of that. You know, whether it's going out, whether it's doing certain things, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm too old to do that now, or, you know, that only kids would do that and stuff like that. So I think it's important to cherish and remember our memories as being a kid, but then also instill those values in ourselves at this age as well. I'm not saying you need to go and like do crazy things that kids do or other things that adults do. You just kind of have to be yourself. Know your rights from your wrongs, and know your inner and your morals and your ethics and your values at the end of the day. For me, honestly, at the end of the day, what scares me is getting older, but it also excites me as well, because it's more memories to be made. I'm obviously still here, I'm living, I get to live another day, I'm excited for another day tomorrow. No matter where I do go in life, I feel like I'm always being spiritually guided, and as long as I stay on that path, and as long as I instill my values and, you know, my soul's frequency and stuff like that, I feel like I'm always going to be on the path that I need to get to the next level. But you shouldn't be fearful of it. It's something that definitely takes some time. Of course, I still struggle with it, getting older and stuff like that. I feel like, you know, I'm going to be 30 soon and stuff, and, you know, I have to have my life like this, and this, and if I don't get to this point, you know, then where are we going to be at? You know, if I don't own a house, or if I don't own a car, or if I don't own all these things by a certain age, like, am I a failure and stuff like that? And I feel like we instill, you know, these things on us to become whatever it is we think we have to be, whether it's from society telling us we have to do it, through our parents, through social media, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's just, you know, being yourself, being your most authentic self, putting yourself out there. And like the other conversations I said, being uncomfortably comfortable, you know, putting yourself out there in uncomfortable situations enough to learn from them. So when you come into different situations, whether you're talking to new friends, you know, talking to girls, whatever it is, that it just becomes comfortable, you know, like talking on the camera right now. So I just wanted to share this little piece of daily inspiration and motivation with you guys. If anybody's struggling with that fear of getting old and stuff like that, at whatever age you're at, or you're feeling old, or however, whatever you're going through, I completely understand it. I feel like everybody understands that. Everybody goes through it. You know, there's so many people I'm surrounded by that are like, you know, I don't look like I used to, or I can't do the things I used to do and stuff like that. And I guess I could use an example as well, would be my grandpa. You know, he's in facilitated care home right now, and it's just super sad to see, because his mind is so young, but his physical body's old, and it can't keep up with what his mind's trying to do. And I just find that one of the most, like, maybe not aggravating things to me, but like kind of scary but aggravating, but kind of sad at the same time. It's a mix of emotions. It's a mix of emotions for sure. And it makes me want to like live life to the fullest every day and do all these things and stuff like that, because I don't want to have any regrets. And I'm not saying that he does have any regrets, but I don't want to be fearful of being older and stuff and being like, oh, I wish I would have done these things, or, you know, I should have gone out and, you know, traveled more, or whatever it was, and stuff like that. So, like I said, if anybody's going through the struggle, if anybody's feeling like this, we all go through the same thing. It's definitely one of the hardest parts of life, but that's okay. That's what makes the journey so special. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Tegan here with Inspire Me 360. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, whatever time it is where you are. We do typically post videos almost every single day, so if you are interested or you did take a little piece of information, advice, or inspiration from this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.